I'm sitting down with head coach John Redmond of the Lincoln men's basketball team. Coach, we're getting into the meat of the season, as you will, where every game from here on out is going to be against an MIAA opponent. How are you feeling about your team and where they are right now?
Well, Dan, the biggest thing right now is overall is getting this team to do the right things on a consistent basis. Right now, I'm a little concerned that we play for 30 to 35 minutes a game, and then we stop doing the things that got us in a position to win games. Right now, that's my biggest concern, is us staying consistent for 40 minutes. Right now, we're not. I see times where we can turn the corner, and for whatever reason, I don't have a finger on it right now, is that we don't turn that corner, and I think a lot of the situations we in, we have a couple of kids that didn't return. I think the biggest thing for us when we lost a big kid, that means our game had to change, or what we've been doing earlier. We're now become a lot smaller, and we had to change defensively and offensively to fit what we have. And right now, as we start MIAA play, is trying to get the team to adjust to that change.
Well, when you have to make a change like that, where in the fall you were able to play a certain way, and now you've got to kind of redraw your playbook,
Yes.
sort of. How do you do that, especially when you have situations like you do this week, where you're going to play, and then less than 48 hours later you're going to play again?
Well, right now, what I have done, due to the fact that our offense is set, we're trying to do a more speed-up game due to the fact that's the type of players we have. Because early in the year we had a big post man where we could slow it down a little bit and push it inside. Now we don't have that, so that's the adjustment. And the biggest adjustment is 2 days out, due to the fact that you do have back-to-back games. Is trying to get in the right practice, doing the right things without them being aware that you're moving ahead to 2 games instead of 1 game. It's like today in practice, I put basically in defensively what both teams going to try to do to us offenses without them being aware of it, hopefully, is that, certain offensive sets we really practice on that the other team is going to do, so we can defend it. And that's basically Pitt and Missouri Southern. And so, you got to try to get just a little bit in. You don't want to look past from one game to the next. I don't want to look past Pitt, because Pitt's going to be real strong, because if I'm not mistaken, I think they're about probably 11-1, 11-2 or something. They're having a great year so far. So they're going to be a handful. We played them early in the year. As I told the kids today, it doesn't matter, because our pieces that we had at that time is not here. And Sean played a major role in that first game we had against them. He's pretty close to a double-double. We don't have those pieces, so we got to make adjustment. But overall, I feel comfortable that the kids are working hard, and I understand that adjustment for them is the big thing right now, is that they can start feel comfortable about what we're doing. As you said earlier, it's pretty tough now to change in midstream what you started in August, and now you're going away from it. And I think right now for us, that's our biggest adjustment right now, is that they got to get a handle on what we're doing now compared to what they started with. As a matter of fact, we met this afternoon with them, and I was discussing some of the things we're going to be doing, and you can see it in their eyes, like, wow, here's something. I just finally got this down. Now you're putting something new on me that I got to switch. So, but I feel good. Like, I think we have to get some wins this week at home. One way or another, we got to start winning at home in MIAA, because, for example, like I told them, the 2 teams we playing this week, we don't get a chance to go back. It's one and done. And if we're going to have any chance of competing for the conference tournament, we got to get some wins and hold home court.
Well, you're playing 2 teams that you played earlier this year. They
Yes.
didn't count in the conference standings, but you're playing 2 teams that back in Joplin, you played them both very tough.
Very
Now,
tough.
like you said, the pieces you have are a little different,
Yes.
but instead of playing them on the road or at a neutral site, now they're coming to our place.
Yes.
Does that give your team any kind of advantage?
It should, but at this present moment, I would say unless we shoot better, it ain't gonna matter. I'm very positive, but I'm a realist also, and like I told the players, unless we put the ball in the hole, we're gonna have a tough night. Recently, since we've been playing at home, I think we've been doing just that. I think our percentage at home has picked up. I think they're getting adjusted of what we need to do. Now, if we can continue, and today I really tried to motivate, like I am tomorrow, is get them a little angry, hopefully, that they're going to play hard, because, you try to use every edge you can, and I tried to preach to them today. They don't think nothing of you. They chalked it down as a victory already. We need to be ready to go. So I'm hoping tonight and tomorrow night that these kids take that to heart and get a little angry and start to make a move on the conference, because as you know, last week a lot of things changed last week. A lot of people got beat that hadn't got beat, and as far as the standings right now, Northwest is the only team up there that hasn't been beaten. Everybody else has finally got knocked off that little pedestal. So I feel like if we can join the board and like Kearney and some of the teams you don't expect to start winning a couple, I think we'll be fine. And that starts with our players. If our players just come in, I really believe if they just come in with the right intensity and aggressive and have confidence, that we can get it done.
Well, I feel like we could talk about Cedric Riddle every week, but
Yes.
last week he scored 54 points in 2 games,
Yes.
had exploded for 33 against Southwest Baptist. Now, I know that, like any coach, you would prefer not to have to rely on him to score so many points per game. You'd like to see it spread out a little bit more, but how does it feel knowing that you have a guy that on any given night could get 20 points?
Right now, it feels good in situations, Dan. That was one of the things I talked to the team about. They said on night in and night out, we got one sure person that can score. But as a basketball coach, I've been in this business 28 years, I know one thing, that eventually someone is going to try to find a way to shut him down. And if we don't get any assistance for him on the scoring end, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. And I love the fact that I can go to him, and I think the players start to realize if it's tight and we need a bucket, he's probably the guy that probably can get it done. But as I said earlier, we as a team, we have to get 3 or 4 more people in the double figures for us to have some success. You can't just win basketball games with one person. Prime example of that is the years that Michael was getting all those points until he got some help. They start winning championships. And that's just where we are. I'm not saying we're going to win 6 championships. I'm just saying that we got to have productivity from a lot of other people for us to start having success.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time. Good luck this week.